Wow, I'm a piece of shit, dude. Fucking Christ, man. I suck at this game now. It's not fucking good, because considering how long I fucking played this game. So you might be wondering why the fuck I got on this fucking game, Tony Hawk's American Wasteland. Well, if you don't know the backstory is, back in the day, before Xbox 360 had established itself, and I started riding its virtual dick, I played this on the PS2 online. Of course, with FaZe Jeb back in the day. That was about, like, game came out in 2005. So this game is 10 years old. So I've known, like I said, I've known him for 10 years, you know, because of this game. And we played other games like Underground 1, 2, etc. Because they were still online at the time. And I don't think they're online anymore because GameSpy doesn't exist. So people have brought it upon themselves to bring back these games on PS2. So people still play this on their own server. And now it's getting its own Thug Pro, I believe it is. So there's a lot of that too. So in case you've been living under a rock the past couple days, I will enlighten you. Tony Hawk had announced that it would be trying to revive their franchise by creating Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5. And if you were me, you are stoked. Because a new Tony Hawk game that they say isn't gonna suck, which is great. You know, because after Tony Hawk Ride, Shred, you know, countless other titles, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD, that was a piece of shit. I'm just ready for something that's gonna actually make me, like, want to play it again all the time, so I have, like, you know, millions of hours on the game, because pretty much that's what fucking this was. This was a game I would go to when I first started playing online, and it was the only thing I would play. You know, aside from other games that people I met on there would actually fucking, you know, tell me to buy, and I'd be like, alright, I'll go buy it, and we would play that too. So of course I have a few problems and a few really good things about this game that I'm really excited about to actually play, and maybe even, you know, hate because of the fact that it's there. Now, the number one reason why I'm really worried about this game is because of a company that is developing this game. If you don't know, the first 1, 2, 3, 4, Thug 1, Thug 2, Thaw, Project 8, Proving Ground, which the last two were okay. I mean, they were trying to compete with Skate, so I don't blame them. Those two games were all developed by Neversoft. Neversoft is from Activision. And what are they doing? Well, after Proving Ground and Project 8, you know, failed because they didn't realize the fact the cartoony games were extremely better. This is a warning to you fucking Tony Hawk fools. If you don't make the game goofy, it's not good. It's not fucking good. They started to make Guitar Hero, and that's why Guitar Hero 3 was such a big thing, because Activision made Neversoft, like, develop it, and Neversoft is a great company. It was, like, an extremely important game for many people. It influenced their lives, the type of music they listened to, the bands they listened to. There were so many good things to take from this game. They took them off of it after, you know, the last two projects failed because it just didn't do good. It wasn't what Tony Hawk was supposed to be. So they started developing Guitar Heroes. Then Rock Band came out and fucked them up. Literally fucked them up. Like, Rock Band just had so much better stuff. After that, they took a hiatus, and Activision plotted maybe to not use them again, whatever. So then they got added to Call of Duty Ghost, and that's where I draw the line, because that game was a piece of shit. Literally, that game sucked so bad. And if you don't think it sucks, I'm sorry, but literally, that game was so fucking bad, I couldn't even fucking stand it. Although I do think Advanced Warfare was a giant leap for mankind, even though I don't really like it because of the fact that I get to fly everywhere like a fucking fairy. It's just that it wasn't good. So now you got Activision, you know, trying to take Neversoft away from Tony Hawk, and you got another company called Robomoto. Well, guess what? They made Tony Hawk Ride, Shred, and the shitty HD remake of the first 2 games. Awful. Now, I will admit, I did play, you know, the remakes. I didn't play Tony Hawk Ride or Shred. That's just ridiculous. Why the fuck would I do? But the HD remake was an okay step, but it wasn't good. Why would you remake the first 2 games if something like American Wasteland, for example, or Underground 2, which was a very crowd-pleasing favorite, why would you make the most ancient game out of the series, knowing that it doesn't have reverts? Reverts are a key important thing to this fucking game. It doesn't have sticker slaps. It doesn't have any. Like, I would have even settled for Underground 1 or maybe Pro Skater 4. Like, those games were the best. They had walk-up goals, which was innovative for that time. I mean, most of the skater games were just, you get 2 minutes to do all these fucking things, and that was, you know, that was it. So one thing I'm worried about is, how are they going to show up? Because they haven't really done anything important to Tony Hawk other than ruin it. That's really my main concern, is how are they going to combat this problem here? Because they're not going to sell any games. If this game does not do good, I'm telling you right now, Tony Hawk is fucking dead. You guys like that move? Me too. Yeah, Tony Hawk is dead. If they don't do good on this one, it's probably not coming back. They'll just have to HD remake Pro Skater 4, Thug 1, Thug 2, American Wasteland, and maybe Project 8. So here's some things that I really like that they're bringing back. Number 1 is Created Park. Back in the day, I was in a clan called Cat Masters, and what Cat means is create a park. Basically what that is it was just people who made like parks that you could use online, and like it would be like art and shit. It was fucking crazy. And I got to join very late in the clan's career before, you know, Tony Hawk got shut down. And I had my own, and it was called Purple Hats. That's why I still have a purple hat. But that was just like a joke clan, because I always had a purple hat on, and people asked me what it was for, and I don't know. I just made it up. You know, you gotta please the people. So now, with Creative Parks coming back, I'm extremely excited to start making Creative Parks again, because if there are glitches such as, you know, rail riding like it was back in the day, you know, putting ramps in ramps so it creates like a good bank spot, like lines and stuff like that, I am going to be thrilled. Now, of course, they probably fix most of that stuff because it's going to be a new game. And if they don't, you know, I would be happy. You know, some people will probably be happy. There won't be any more freeze created parks because that was probably only for PS2, if I'm not mistaken. Most of you probably don't know what that is. But basically, you would put 4 of the capture the flag, like, flags, because there would be 4 teams. You put them in one spot, and then you spawn people above them, and then you try to freeze their PS2, and it was really funny. I'm glad they're bringing back online play. Online play is really important to this game, and it will probably revive some of the older ones that are on 360, because apparently the 360 versions won't have online play, which I think is actually pathetic. So they actually should, which, you know, maybe they'll sell more copies of American Wasteland, and we can all revive this game, because it was arguably, in my opinion, the best one. Now, I've also read a lot of people and watched a lot of videos. People are scared of the fact that there are projectiles for certain missions. Have you not played? The fact is, they've not played any of the games. It's not like you can actually do it. you know, while you're in an online game doing a fucking line. It's totally different. I want to clear up that confusion for anybody who doesn't know. There are game types in online play that have always been on online play called Firefight, which is literally you kickflip. If I'm not mistaken, you like kickflip to shoot fireballs out of there and beat people like with health meters. Like, that's been around forever. And people are saying, oh my god, there's like projectiles, this is shitty. But no, that's not what that means, by the way. Take it from my experience, because I know what the fuck I'm talking about, and most people just looked at the fucking Game Informer article and just want to go off of that. Now, there are many missions in the game, in the single player, that use projectiles. A lot in Underground 1, and especially Underground 2, considering how goofy those games were. They were like, you know, the games between Tony Hawk and Bam. And honestly, I just hope it's going to be a good game for everybody to play, especially me, considering how much I loved Tony Hawk back in the day. It shaped me who I am today, especially musically. Like, I wouldn't have listened to Rise Against, like all those bands like on here, Census Fail, stuff like that. Like I wouldn't have listened to any of those bands, and it's because of this game. So I hope the soundtrack is going to be fire as fuck. That, because the soundtrack is basically what you take from the game, you know, it's just gonna be fire. So, yo, I'm gonna leave you guys with this line. Thanks for watching. That's my opinion on Pro Skater 5. Yo, I have to hit it in Trick Attack because of the fact that I actually have to drive. Well then, fucking piece of shit. There you go. Have a nice day.